Okay, there is a video that has become very popular on YouTube. I also see it a lot on Facebook. I find the video to be very misleading. A lot of you have probably seen it. If not, I'm going to show it shortly. It's the fantasy versus the reality of knife defense. And I'll show the video now so you know what I'm talking about. So one of the points I want to make is during all of the fantasy portions in this video, the gentleman in the black was being very compliant and allowing the gentleman in the red shirt to do whatever it is that he wanted to do, which, yes, makes for fantasy. If you look at the reality portion, now the gentleman in red was allowing the guy in the black to do whatever it is that he wanted to do. So that is not reality. That's also fantasy, because the guy in the red decided to just lay down and be a victim and let the guy stab him to death. Again, that may be a reality for some, but that's not a reality for all. If you want to see true reality, you're going to have to let the guy in the red and the guy in the black go at each other full force. No restrictions, no compliance. Allow them to work. That would be reality. Again, not everybody's reality, but their reality. At that point, you would see them fall to the level of their training. And that's on them. So their reality will look different than other people's reality, because if we change out the players, it's going to look different every time. But to slap the title of reality on that video when the guy in the red just lays down and let the guy in the black stab him is not a real reality. If you really want to show reality, gear up and go to work. Now, if that's going to happen, there's going to be limb destruction and broken arms, and teeth are going to get knocked out, and eyes are going to come out. I mean, you're going to do it one time, and then that's it. You're going to have a stack of medical bills. So it's not smart. It's not advised. It's not good training. But if you really want to make your point and show reality, that's the reality of the situation. Let both people go to work and do what it is that they're supposed to do. So I'm a little confused by the video, because the moral behind the video shows that you either train like a bullshit martial arts and it doesn't work, or your other alternative is to just lay down and die and face the reality of dealing with a knife attack, and that's just you get stabbed to death. To me, that's bullshit. There is a lot of bullshit martial arts out there that will show real fantasy crap knife defenses. I get that, so I understand that part of the video. That's not really my issue with this. My issue is with the reality portion, because that's not reality. You're telling me my option is to train a martial art that doesn't work, or to lay down and die and be a victim, and I refuse. That's bullshit. There are a lot of things that do work, that have been derived from martial arts. There's things that have been derived from fighting. There's all sorts of stuff that does work, that is proven effective, that has worked. And there's many instances that I have applied stuff that has worked for me, so I know it works firsthand. But there's also a lot of stuff that I know of that works for other people. So there are many ways to deal with a knife effectively. And the other option of just laying down and dying is a mindset issue, but that should never be an option. If you're going to lay down and just die and be a victim, it doesn't matter of your skill set or your technique now, or whatever martial arts you did train, or whatever techniques you're doing that have proven effective and work for somebody. The reason why they work for that somebody is they have the mindset to back it up. If your mindset is to lay down, die, and just get stabbed to death, then that's what's going to happen. So again, the reality portion of that video is very misleading, because the moral of that video is just setting people up for failure to die. The mindset is very important when dealing with a knife. You have to deal with the fact that this person is coming at you with a knife and they are trying to kill you. Once you get over that, you could go to work and stop them from being able to do that. The guy in the red never got past the fact that this guy was coming at him aggressively with a knife. Just because you come in aggressive doesn't mean you're coming in effective. There's many ways to shut that down. I've shut it down many times, and I can tell you lots of ways to do it. But your mindset is going to have to be key. Two people square off. It's nothing more than a measure of wills. His will to stab you, if it's greater than your will to not get stabbed, he's probably going to succeed. If your will to not get stabbed is greater than his will to stab you, then you will succeed. But that, paired up with a good skill set, is what's going to get you out of that situation. Now, there should be an element of training where somebody does come at you that aggressive in your knife training to simulate the kind of stress and chaos that does occur in a real knife attack. And if you've ever trained with me, you'll see that a lot, that we take it to that point where it becomes very real, very raw, very aggressive, but with good technique and good mindset, you're just easier to shut down when you come in, you know, aggressive like that. So this video sets you up for failure, which is my biggest issue with the video. So if all else fails and you don't deal with the knife effectively, now I'm not saying you could deal with the knife without getting cut or stabbed, but you could minimize cut and stab damage to where it's not fatal and finish the job and win. I'm not telling you could go to a knife fight without ever getting cut or stabbed. No matter what your skill level is, you're probably going to get cut or stabbed. But there are ways to minimize that damage and take it in strategic places to where it's not going to be a vital stab wound or a vital slash wound, and you could still finish the job and win. What I'm going to do now is show you some videos of two occasions where one person was slashed severely by a very good knife attacker. And then a video where a woman was stabbed where we would think that would be a vital stab to where she wouldn't be able to continue. I want you to watch both of these videos for me. So after watching both of those videos, you see that the one person was slashed across his back, open 2-inch laceration wounds. The other lady was stabbed into the back of the neck. But what is the common denominator in both those cases? The common denominator is they were both sitting at a hospital, not a morgue. So even though they took very devastating slash wounds or very severe stab wounds, they lived. So to me, they won. Even no skill set whatsoever, just a strong mindset, they were able to fight through that situation and get to the hospital. Whether they defeated the other guy, knocked him out, killed him, whatever, doesn't matter, they won. If you get into a knife fight and you get a chance to go to the hospital alive, you won. So you dealt with the knife effectively. Could you be more efficient in dealing with that knife to where you may not even have to go to the hospital, or you could patch yourself up, or it's a shorter stay at the hospital? Yes, but that comes back to the training. But what these two people had going for them is the mindset, the will to live. So they were able to just take that pit stop at the hospital, get patched up, and boom, they're right back in the fight. What they did was they stayed in the fight. This gentleman in the red in the video laid down and decided to be a victim. That guy's probably not going to get his chance to just go to the hospital and live another day. But he made that choice when he decided to lay down and be a victim. So my point is, even if you do take what you would believe to be a vital stab wound or very detrimental slash wounds or lacerations, you are still in the fight. Don't stop fighting. Finish the job and get home. If you have to take a pit stop to the hospital, then so be it. But stay in the fight. The moral of this fantasy versus reality video is bullshit. So when you watch this video, don't be misled and think that your only options are to train an art that doesn't work or to lay down and die, because that's not the case, and it's been debunked and proven many times by my hands and many other great instructors. So the main reason why I wanted to make this video is just to clear up some of the misleading arguments that video has, because the video's got a lot of attention. If you go to YouTube, you see it's got tons of views. It pops up on Facebook all the time. But to people that don't know, it just puts a fear in them that there's no way to deal with a knife, and it's this magical unicorn weapon, and there's no way of defending it, which is just absolutely not true. There's many effective ways to deal with a knife. So my point of making this video was just to prove that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you could continue your education, not by sitting around watching videos on YouTube, but actually getting out there and training and making sure you could deal with this kind of attack if it ever does arise. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.